Hello, and welcome to the Practical Jobs to Be Done channel. On this channel we spend a lot of time showing you how the jobs to be done method is applied to product and experience innovation problems, but we also get into other areas, because just about everything is related to jobs. And one of the things we have sharpened our focus on lately is how to leverage artificial intelligence, namely ChatGPT, to help us get this research and problem solving done faster than ever. So, if that interests you, we hope you'll subscribe. Today, the focus is going to be on building a capability maturity model using the CMMI framework. When it comes to prompt engineering, providing instructions and examples is extremely important. However, the large language model behind ChatGPT has been trained on the details of numerous frameworks. One of those is clearly the Capability Maturity Model Integration Framework, which I'll refer to as CMMI. Instead of providing all of the painful details and instructions in our prompt, we were able to eliminate much of that detail and simply refer to CMMI. I'll show you that in a moment. First, let's take a quick look at the small portfolio of prompts that we've created to generate a very comprehensive capability model. Not only are we creating the model itself, but we're also creating other content that will help educate your team and collect the evidence needed to support the current state analysis. Here's a quick look. First, we've instructed ChatGPT to create a set of themes that will group our capabilities. Think of these as column headers in a spreadsheet. Depending on the scope of the initiative, we've allowed for the prompt to generate however many themes that may be relevant. Keep in mind though, that the more themes you have, the more capabilities you will likely have. So, consider your scope carefully. Let's take a look at the prompt itself. One of the most important components of a prompt is an instruction that tells ChatGPT what role they should use when generating results. Therefore, we asked it to act as an expert in building capability maturity models using the CMMI framework. Then we get into the specific instructions, and there aren't that many. You'll note at the bottom of the prompt that we've included a space to enter variables. The scenario we're looking at today breaks down like this. The vertical is going to be cloud computing. The topic is going to be cybersecurity. And n will equal 6, because that's generally a manageable number of themes. Simply type these values after the colons and they will be fed into the prompt when it runs. So we continue. Given what you know about cybersecurity in the cloud computing market, write a list of 6 top-level themes that specific capabilities will align to, using the CMMI framework. That's the core piece of the prompt. But I've included some other instructions to get it fine-tuned. Make them outcome-focused. Make them mutually exclusive and collectively exhaustive. Think step by step. Think of this as a set of column headers in a table. And that's it. I'm not going to run these prompts in real time because ChatGPT 4 has limits on how many messages I can send in a 3-hour time span. As you'll see later, the approach necessary to build these models requires a lot of repetition, and therefore we hit the limits quite frequently. Here is what was generated when we asked for 6 themes. 1. Security risk assessment. 2. Identity and access management. 3. Data protection and privacy. 4. Incident response and management. 5. Compliance and audit. And 6. Secure cloud architecture and operations. We would love to hear feedback from any cybersecurity or data professionals on this set of themes. As mentioned earlier, we can generate as many or as few as we want. And it's also worth noting that if we make the exact same request 3 or 4 times, we will get 3 or 4 completely different theme sets. Now, let's generate the capabilities for each theme. Once again, we have a relatively simple prompt with the same basic instructions. You'll notice that the variables are slightly different. We've added the theme to them because we're asking ChatGPT to generate capabilities within that theme. We'll use the first theme, which was security risk management. We've removed the n from the equation since we want ChatGPT to determine the number of capabilities using CMMI standards. So, first we instruct it to generate a list of capabilities that fall under security risk management when cybersecurity for cloud computing using the Capability Maturity Model Integration Framework. Did you notice something? The topic should either be reworded or the prompt should be reworded. I'm leaning toward rewording the topic. But ChatGPT didn't flinch. It figured out what I meant. Maybe the topic should be more like a job to be done, such as protecting enterprise data, or something like that. Put your suggestions in the comments below. Perhaps you'll win a prize. Next, I want to further categorize the capabilities by strategy, operations, and reporting. I've instructed it to think of these as groups of rows. I also asked it not to actually group the outputs, but to reference the group in parentheses. I gave it some formatting instructions as well as an instruction on how to set up an explanation of each capability. So let's see what we got. ChatGPT generated 10 capabilities for the theme of security risk management. It accurately grouped them into the 3 categories, as instructed. How do you think it did? By the way, you'll find links to the complete capability model, as well as the prompts, in the description below. Don't worry, it's free. So don't forget to check them out. Now you'll see where this becomes very iterative. For each capability, within each theme I'm asking ChatGPT to generate maturity levels, a questionnaire, an information request, activities related to the capability, and some example solutions that support the capability. Each one of these is a separate request because trying to combine them runs into the memory limitations of ChatGPT 4. Since OpenAI has put limits on the number of messages, you'll run into their limits rather quickly. Using version 3.5 avoids this limitation, but results in a much lower quality output. Let's take a look at the risk assessment capability. It has 5 maturity levels, a thorough description of the maturity level, and it also includes an example. The example could be helpful in a workshop setting if you need to stimulate conversation. Level 1. Basic risk identification. At this level, the cloud service providers focus on the initial establishment of risk assessment processes, identifying potential threats and vulnerabilities within the cloud infrastructure. They may use basic tools such as security audits, vulnerability scanning, or even manual methods for risk identification. This is an essential first step towards effective security risk management. The example given is, a cloud provider uses a security audit to identify vulnerabilities in its server configurations and network infrastructure. I'm not going to go through them all, I'll finish with the highest level of maturity. Level 5. Continuous risk optimization. The highest level of risk assessment capability involves creating an adaptive and intelligent risk management system that continuously learns and adapts to changes in the threat landscape, cloud infrastructure, and business operations. This level aims for a predictive, proactive approach to risk management, utilizing machine learning and AI techniques for ongoing risk assessment and optimization. The example given is, the cloud provider uses machine learning algorithms to continuously monitor its infrastructure and data for emerging risks, and automatically adjusts its risk response strategies based on real-time risk intelligence. Wouldn't you agree this is pretty impressive? There is so much more in the catalog I've put together that you can explore on your own. Questionnaires. I generated a list of 10 questions for each capability that you can use to jumpstart stakeholder interviews, or to seed conversations in a workshop. The prompt is included, and you can generate these at the theme level if you don't need that much fidelity. Information requests, the documents and/or information that you will need to understand the current state of the capability. Each request has a description that will help you provide more clarity in your requests. Activities. This is more for your team. Many times we get ourselves involved in projects that we have little or no experience in. This helps to explain the types of things that take place within the scope of the capability. Solutions. This list is not about the future, it's about the kinds of solutions that could be used to support the capability. If you turn branding on, it will also give you some example products to help you get smart on the topic quickly. Keep in mind that the training data cuts off as of the end of 2021, so don't expect to see the latest and greatest here. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to help the channel, and feel free to leave comments below.